Hello guys, today we're going to talk about the movie Backdraft. The movie was released in 1991, it's rated R, it's 2 hours and 17 minutes long. It has 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb with about 68,000-ish user votes and 38% on Metacritic with 12 critics. That's not a good number, an accurate number. It stars Kurt Russell, who was also in The Hateful Eight, and William Baldwin, who was also in Silver. The movie is directed by Ron Howard, who also did the movie A Beautiful Mind. Rotten Tomatoes, the movie has 74% by critics with 646 critics and 75% by audiences with 204,000-ish user audiences. And the critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes is that it's not particularly deep, but Backdraft is a strong action movie with exceptional special effects. The movie is available to stream on Starz, DirecTV, and Starz through Amazon Prime. The movie is available to rent and buy on Redbox, YouTube, Google Play, iTunes, Fandango, Vudu, or if I didn't say that, Vudu, Microsoft Store, and AMC Theaters on Demand. And the movie was released on DVD in 1998. So, this movie was kind of like, in it's kind of in the same vein as Rescue Me before Rescue Me was around, only, and you know what this kind of is? It is, what I love about this movie is that it doesn't just talk about just a group of firemen shooting the shit and whatever. It like goes full on into firemen. You see their whole world. You see the different branches. You got a fireman detective who investigates whether a fire was accidental or arson or whatever. You got a lot of shit goes on in this movie, and it's very well done. Special effects are awesome. The cast is fantastic. Um, the story is good, dialogue's good. The thing about this movie that since it juggles around different kind of things, because these characters they go through a lot of shit happens in this movie, and in all honesty, the only real flaw with the movie, technical flaw, is that it does take a little bit to set up get the events rolling, because a chunk of the movie early on is spent setting up what's going to follow for the majority of the movie. And a lot of the movie, I know some people love the firing aspects, but some people, there is some melodrama, very good melodrama, but it's drama. Not everyone is a fan of it for this movie, but in all honesty, I don't get I don't get the hate for it. In all honesty, I mean, being a fireman is a very dangerous and quite a dramatic job. I think it requires that kind of thing to it. The cinematography in this film is fucking gorgeous. I love the cinematography in this movie, and I also love, the special effects are awesome. They are fucking awesome. Like the way they do fire in this movie is incredibly unique. I never really seen it done quite like this in other movies, actually. And like I said, it does remind me of Rescue Me. But what this movie does that Rescue Me doesn't do, is that it maintains some kind of consistency. It never feels like they're juggling too many tones. It definitely feels like, yeah, it has light moments, but when shit gets real, it gets real. And unlike this movie never feels like it overstays its welcome. While in Rescue Me, there are moments where you kind of feel like, why was this added to the series? I know I'm talking a lot about Rescue Me, but there's really two big fireman shows and movies. This and Rescue Me. In fact, this is the highest grossing movie ever about firemen. Ever. Like, no other movie about firemen has made more money and has been more successful than this movie. The next closest thing to this movie, like I said, is Rescue Me. I love Rescue Me, I do, but you can't say that the show was always 5-star excellence. Um, um, Especially in the later years, which it can be in itself can be its own video series even, a Rescue Me vlog series. But yeah, this movie's awesome. I definitely recommend it, and you shouldn't really have a hard time finding it on DVD. I haven't quite seen it everywhere, but it's not exactly a movie that's like hidden. So if you dig a little, you'll find it somewhere. Um, I think, like I said, the only thing to keep in mind is that the big shit takes a bit to roll around, and in all honesty, I kind of wanted more. When the credits were, I'm like, man, I kind of want more of this movie. I kind of want more of this world, these characters, and this kind of thing. They jug around a lot of cool ideas, like it's not really spoiler that because it's in the plot about the arsonist and the detective, and I'm like, you know what, that's something that's never been explored before. A fireman who investigates fires and what caused them and who might have caused them. And I love the idea. The only issue with the idea is that you couldn't really do it like in a series or a TV series or something because there's only so much you can investigate from that. There's only so much you can do with that. You would need to put in something else within it or expand it somehow, you know? But or even make it a miniseries. But as a movie, I mean, it's just like that ingredient really makes the movie stand out even more than it already was. Um, like I said, the only thing to watch out on is that all the ideas are done very well and they're handled very well, but there's going to be some people may like a few ideas more than others, and I think that's why some people are a little slightly with this movie. And a lot goes on in this movie, and some people, I didn't have a trouble following this movie. I can understand if a few people kind of do because this movie, once it kind of sets things up, it moves fast and hard, and it may take a bit to kind of get a handle on, but if you're with this movie, you're full on into it and you're paying attention to it. It's a great thrill ride. It's a great movie. It's a great story. I highly recommend this movie. Check it out if you see it lying around, and yeah, it's Backdraft's awesome. um, and uh, and yeah, guys, thanks. It's an awesome movie. Check it out, and yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.